My name is Ningwakwe George, and I live at the Saugeen First Nation. I've been involved in literacy for a long time, 32 years, and I initially worked at the ministry that funds literacy programs all across the province. So I worked there for a bit, and I had the privilege of working with 35 Native literacy programs all across the province. I was quite inspired by what the learners were doing and what the people in their own communities were doing with the learners. And so that gave me the inspiration to do some of the things that I've had the opportunity to do. So I was working with adults who had come through the school system believing they had a grade 12, had a certificate to show it, but were still struggling with reading the kinds of things that they needed to help them with everyday life. So that always puzzled me, how we could get so many people come through the system and still be struggling with the basics of reading and writing, the kinds of things that they encounter every day. That's how we became part of the Ontario Native Literacy Coalition. We decided that we have to have our own stream and address the kinds of issues that the Native learners encountered. And the best way to do that was if we developed it ourselves. We ran it ourselves based on our own needs, our own aspirations. In our worldview, we see things as a circle. You may have heard of the medicine wheel: spirit, heart, mind, and body. So if you're familiar with the Ontario Adult Literacy Curriculum Framework, you know that it's a matrix, right? So when I looked at that and I thought, we view things in a circle, everything is interrelated, and we don't break it up into little compartments and do this linear thing. We can do that, but that's not going to capture everything that we believe is important. So I basically said to them, this is a formula that the mainstream world uses when they're trying to measure progress. We can meet that formula by using the medicine wheel approach. So what I had said to them, for each of spirit, heart, mind, and body, there is a learning outcome. All of a sudden, this visual jumped into my head. Here's our framework on the outside. Here's the ministry framework, or any mainstream framework, on the inside. See what happens? We meet that linear framework, but then we got some parts that aren't covered in that framework. And those are our cultural competencies. That's our worldview. That person sitting in front of you that comes to you, they're the most important part of your program. It's taken a lot of courage for them to walk through the door and say, hey, I need some help. And so you sit and you listen to that person. You don't just listen with your ears, you listen with your eyes, you listen with your heart, you listen to what they're saying, you listen to what they're not saying, and you develop your plan from there.